It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day. And we are back in Pasadena. Many of you remember this fabulous historic property. We have done 2 installations here and we are about to break ground on the 3rd. We are going to be tackling this raised bed area here, which is currently home to a lot of Australian plants, Grevilleas, leucadendrons. Our client is from Australia and she has a beautiful collection of these gorgeous drought-tolerant plants. So no worries. These are going to be dug up and rehomed around this 2-acre property because I really just want my succulents in here. So you can see that currently it's just a bit of a hodgepodge, but we've got this wonderful arroyo rock wall, which is, oh my gosh, about 100 years old. This house is nearly 100 years, or perhaps a little more than 100 years old, but we want to showcase, we want things to be a little more on the low profile. Janice also has a lot of terracotta, which works beautifully with the motif of this home. So we're going to bring in some whimsy with some terracotta pots. We're going to bring in some soil for mounding. We're going to be bringing in obviously more boulder. It's going to be really challenging though, because there's no way down here unless we go up topside and drop the boulders over the wall. So that will be a hoot, because you know our motto at Design for Serenity, safety second. So we'll see how that goes. But look at, we've got this really, really beautiful pool. This very fun pond. And up topside, we've got some broken pots, and we've got this cactus, and I'm going to tighten that presentation up around the waterfall. But I love the whimsy. It just really speaks to me. So we will be planting this all out in larger specimen type plants that can be seen and appreciated from the inside of the house as well as from the patio. This was phase 1. This was my introduction to the client. She wanted me to tackle this area first because she had never been able to get anything to grow here. And this is her driveway. So obviously it was very, very important. And moment of silence while we all enjoy the aloe ferox that is coming into masterful bloom. Look at the Hardenbergia, the happy wanderer with the purple flowers. It's so, so pretty growing over that fence. All of my plants have done so well here in Pasadena. We haven't had any casualties. A couple of one-offs. We had one Colorado that rotted, and then a couple of smaller things that died, but nothing en masse or anything. Everything that I've done for the most part has done beautifully. Just had a windstorm and all of the neighbors' pine trees sent needles over, so we're going to have a lot of fun with OCD and pulling all the pine needles out of the installation, but I don't mind doing that at all. Look, even the Pachypodium lemerii, it's February and it's been very cold, but it has not dropped its leaves. It looks amazing. And then Greg, if you want to just real quick, just kind of shoot up there. This is a very narrow area, about 2 feet deep. There's just a whole highway, super highway of wires and, various pipes and whatnot going under here. This is another really tough area, but very, very focal. So I did a lot of crassulas and sedums. Also threw in, a few echeveria for fun. And this is just blown up and filled out, and it looks amazing. Of course, we'll do some maintenance and put it all kind of back together again when we come up, because it's been almost a year. But I'm really, really happy with how this is held up. Remember this area at the front door? I did in agave colorata, and then flanked with Euphorbia antisyphilitica and Aloe cameronii. It's doing exactly what I had hoped it would do. However, the cameronii have reverted back to green. So I'm going to pull those out, cut off the roots, and stick them back in the ground to force that red color. And here is the fabled Echinocactus grusonii barrel colony area, complete with requisite fountain. All of my sedums, more Cameronii, blue elf, Portulacaria afrovariegata, doing spectacular. This is an area that doesn't get any water unless the client comes out and hand waters, and it gets really, really hot in the summertime. So I'm very, very happy at how well this fountain has held up. And you can see also that our aloe Decaris are doing spectacular. She had some really sorry looking aloes in here of a different variety, and they had gotten aloe mite, looked really rough, so I just threw the Decaris in because I had them. They're also called Grenadiensis or popcorn aloe. And I think what I may do is bring in a couple more boulders into this bed when we come back up next time. And here's our cute little courtyard. This pot has done very, very well here with the Podatorum agave and the Sedum clavatum. This looks so good. This gets a lot of shade, so you can see that our Echeveria sea dragon didn't do so hot. I mean, look at this trunking. I think that the reason why it looks like this is because the plant's really, really reaching for the sun. So I'll probably end up cutting its head off and planting it somewhere where it'll be a little happier. This was just a hot mess of some viney thing. I don't even remember. These pots did have freesia in them, so the freesia is making a comeback, which is funny. We'll let that ride and then take it out after it blooms. But the mangaves look great. All of the rosettes and the sedums and the podatorums look terrific. Really, really happy. Our Echeverias here are fine. Here's one that rotted. Yeah, this little Echeveria did not survive, so we'll put a replacement in there. You know, that's just, again, testimony to microclimates. They were the same plants. Look, this one's doing spectacular. This is a big, I think it's a Sahara, and this one didn't make it, so go figure. I don't know. And we just put fun things in these pots. Oh, look at this, Greg. This Fred Ives crested. Look how cute that is. So, you know, this is an example of a plant that's gotten really, really leggy and trunky. So we'll be cutting this all up and resetting. But it's so beautiful and interesting the way pieces of this have crested. Yeah, mangaves are very, very happy up here in Pasadena. And look at the sunburst aeonium. Very, very happy. And the Echeveria harmsii. This makes me so, so happy to know that this plant is going to do well up here because it is one of my favorites. Oh my gosh. Here's another Sahara. Look at how happy this one is. Boom. God, the wingspan on that's about a foot. It's huge. And little Euphorbia snowflake. More harmsii and Podatorum. Yep, everything for the most part, including the cactus, just looks spectacular. I couldn't be happier. So we will be back up here starting on February 17th for a week with crew, and we're going to be tackling the area I showed you earlier in the video, plus a lot of other areas too. Just couldn't take the time. It'd be a 3-hour video. So keep your eyes open. We'll be back up here in Pasadena making something really great, even better. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity reporting from Pasadena, California with your succulent tip of the day.